Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and hello if you're new. Make sure that you subscribe, that way you'll never miss out on another pick a card reading that I do on my channel every single Friday, except for last Friday. We had a death in the family. Our puppy of 18 years, Kovu, passed away, and so we did take a while off on all of our platforms. And thank you to everybody that sent such sweet messages and such just really sweet comments, and everybody over on Patreon. You guys have been so supportive. I share a few pictures over there, but yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. You guys are really sweet, and it really just helped us in this transition. Everything is a lot more quiet. It is different, and I just wanted to say thank you guys for the support. But with that being said, today we're going to be doing a reading on this full moon in Taurus that we're having today, November 19th. So what I'm going to need you to do is pick a card or a pile. So we're going to pick pile number 1 or the star card. Now, one thing I do want to say is if you pick the star card, a lot of you may be in need of hope, renewal, or a message from your ancestors. Okay, so that would be your pile. Pile number 2, or the magician. This would be a specific direction or assignment or spell that is given to you by your spirit guides, by your ancestors, by the universe. So if you are in need of a spell or something to do this full moon in order to manifest something, the magician would be your pile. Now we have pile number 3, or the lover's card. So this card would be, of course, if you are in a relationship and looking for some guidance, some clarity, maybe some spell work for your relationship this full moon. Now, pile number 4. This is probably the pile that I would pick. And this is the pile that asks you, what is it that you need to give death to this full moon? What is it that you need to release? And how can you do it? So, whichever pile is for you, and if you want to, you can actually even watch multiple piles if they resonate with you, or if you have questions regarding that area of your life. So I do want to mention that these cards right here, these are resin cards that are hand poured by me and my partner. And these specifically contain oud and crystals and oils for luck and manifestation. These are up on my Etsy shop. They will be up within the next few days. I'm slowly putting them up. So I just wanted to let you guys know, but I'm very excited. And with that being said, let's start your reading. Pile number 1, or for everybody that picked the star card. So this star card right here is infused with oud oil, and oud oil is the oil of the gods. It's a very divine oil, and it takes hundreds of years for this oil to produce inside of a tree. The star card signifies hope and renewal, and so I want to get into your reading to understand why this came up for you. Now, the first card that comes up is the 7 of Cups. The second card that came up is the 7 of Swords. This full moon, I feel like with these two cards coming up next to each other, there is somebody in your life that may be planning something for you, just to make you happy. And this could be anyone in your life. I don't know, I get this feeling that somebody is like sitting home on Amazon shopping around, and they see something and they're like, oh, it reminds me of you, and they buy it just out of just like the kindness of their heart. Just somebody just wants to give you something out of nowhere. And so keep an eye out for that around this full moon. Taurus energy is very materialistic. It kind of brings down to earth what is inside of your head. So be careful what you think about. You know, Taurus manifests all of that which is in our head. And the Star card really tells me that you are so much in your head, but you're so much in your head in such a negative space so much. And this full moon in Taurus is just going to show you something else. Like this kind little deed or this kind little gift that somebody is going to be giving you is going to just completely change your mood, your vibration, your spirit, and your emotional state. Now my throat keeps getting clear, like kind of, you hear that, right? Me clearing up my throat. So that also tells me that this full moon in Taurus is bringing something up for you that you keep swallowing down. Whatever this is, you know what it is. You feel like this Seven of Swords sometimes makes you feel guilty or like you should be ashamed or something. But whatever this is, like, do you hear me? It needs to come up. And you can't just keep shoving it back down. You need to speak it, express it, let it be known. And the Star card is here. The Star card for me has so much to do with ancestors and spirit guides and them showing themselves and their presence. And so they're saying it's okay. Like, this is something that needs to happen. Now, another thing that they want to tell you is to work with olives. Olives symbolize peace. And right now in your life, there needs to be a balance of peace in your mind. And I also think peace within your family. I think there's a lot of family dynamic healing right now in your life with this Taurus full moon. And I do want to let you know that the ancestors, the spirit guides, they're all very in tune and very aware of what's happening. And use olives. You know, if you're having a family gathering, or if you're going to a family gathering and like you have to take something like a food or something, take some olives. Incorporate olives into what you're taking, or incorporate olives into your family dinners, even if it's just decoration, because it just invokes peace. It brings peace. You can also use olive oil when you cook. It just brings about a lot of peace, and I think you're going to see a difference in your whole entire household on the full moon if you work a lot with olives, olive oil. And if you make olive oil and you infuse it with like garlic and whatever herbs you want, and there's so many things you could do with garlic. Something that is going to be coming in for you guys on this full moon in Taurus is you're going to learn to count your blessings. This full moon in Taurus is really going to teach you to be more aware of your sense of sight. You're going to see a lot more around your life that maybe you became blind to, or maybe you were neglecting, or maybe you just kind of shut yourself off to, or maybe you were too busy to see. And it really kind of affected the way you express yourself too. But this full moon in Taurus specifically for you is opening up your sight. So you get to see the beauty around you. I feel like a lot of you felt like your life was so dull. And this full moon in Taurus came to remind you that it's not. And all the reasons that it's not. And the last card that comes up for you is this view from above card. And it says to get the bigger picture. Now I want you guys to pay close attention to the color scheme of your reading. There is a lot of purple here. So work with purple in this full moon. Purple is the color of leadership. It's the power of control. It's the color of power. And the color of control, color of domination spells. You can use purple candles to lead and dominate and like gain persuasion over. And if you use olive oil on it to anoint it, it happens in a more peaceful way. So say you want to dominate your household energy, right? And you want everybody to just get along. You are going to get a purple candle and you are going to anoint it in olive oil, and you're going to write the name of everybody that lives in that household on that purple candle. And you're going to light it. And that's all you need. It has the frequency of the purple with the alchemy of the candle and the vibration of the olive oil. Even if you have olives, that would be perfect. You know, you can get creative with it. And if you have a tarot deck, pull out the star card and keep it around your candles, your workings. Put the star card underneath your coffee table, like stick it underneath. The star card just brings hope and faith and renewal. And you can really work this into your favor. You can anoint your star card with olive oil and place it somewhere inside of your home. There's a lot of things you could do with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. It looks like your full moon is very blessed, and it's going to take you into a journey of even more blessings, and I'm very excited for you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very soon. By the way, if you guys want this star card, it should be up in my shop very, very soon. I'll talk to you later. Bye. For everybody that picked pile number 2 or the Magician card, this shows me that this full moon in Taurus is actually bringing a lot of spirituality and magic into your life. So I have your cards right here, and I'm going to be laying them down one by one, and let's see what comes up. So we have the Wheel of Fortune here. Right next to the Wheel of Fortune, we have the King of Wands. Okay, so this full moon in Taurus is bringing a lot, it's bringing a huge burst of energy into your life. And you're going to sit back and you're going to feel this energy, and then you're going to decide what to do with it. Now, this is insane because the power that you specifically, group number 2, are going to harness with this full moon is so much more than... Do you guys hear my dog? You see the energy? The energy that you're going to conjure up with this full moon, and that specifically coming to you, it's very, very strong. We have the Magician here with the King of Wands. The King of Wands is a huge burst of energy, sacral chakra energy, which means, you know, sexual energy and creative energy. So if you guys are artists, things are going to be happening for you. And if you guys are healing sexual things, or if you are trying to spice up your relationship again or something like that, you know, there is a lot of energy coming over there in those areas of your life. And you can also use this full moon to conjure that energy into your life. So make sure that you can light gold candles, orange candles, red candles, and it really helps that creative and sexual energy as well. I also want to say the Wheel of Fortune. There's a lot of changes happening with this full moon in your physical reality, but these changes were manifested by you. You were the magician of these changes. So I do want you to keep in mind that some things start happening very rapidly, and you may be like, oh my God, what's happening? But I want you to sit back for just 10 minutes. Just take yourself, sit back for 10 minutes and think about, this is happening because you manifested this. You were the magician of this. And when you start to think about it like that, you may see that it's a huge blessing. So keep that in mind, because changes are going to be happening really, really quickly. The next card that comes up for you is the Ten of Wands. There's a lot of creative energy and sexual energy here in this reading for you guys. And with the Magician, I feel like you guys are going to be manifesting very, very quickly. So you could use sex magic to manifest. Yeah, you could use sex magic, which means if you keep a petition underneath your pillow while you're having sex at the point of orgasm, make sure that you do orgasm. Both of you do orgasm, or unless if you're doing it alone. But that is one of the highest frequency. Like, it's so powerful. So keep your intentions near you. Keep money near you. Keep your bank card near you. I don't know what else you want to grow and expand. 10 of Wands is like, you cannot go higher than 10 in tarot. And 10 is such a big number. It's the number of achievement and accomplishment. So a lot of things happening for you this full moon. And look at this, you guys. The Magician comes with the Magician. I feel like you should work with the Magician card. If you want to, this will be up in my shop, this one, within the next few days, and this is infused with a lot of herbs and oils and crystals. But if not, pull out the Magician card from your own tarot deck, or you can print out the Magician card. I want you to work with this card. Light candles near it, light incense near it. I feel like you are such a spiritual person, and you are being guided right now into your spiritual path. And this path is something that you are going to be on forever. A lot of you, this full moon in Taurus is bringing, there's a lot of thoughts that you've been having, and the full moon in Taurus is going to help bring those thoughts out. So either you're going to express these thoughts, or say you've been thinking about like, I want to go visit my family member over like 4 hours away. You've been having this thought. You're finally going to act on it and do it. So this full moon is going to make a lot of your thoughts become reality, like literally. So like a lot of you, and it may be the smallest thing. A lot of you maybe just keep thinking like, I want cheesecake, I want cheesecake, I want cheesecake. And you finally get yourself some cheesecake. For a lot of you, it may be bigger than that, where you're like, I want to move. And you finally start, Taurus full moon will bring this opportunity for you to start that move. So keep that in mind. The Magician is really, really important to you guys. Your energy, the Magician, look at that. Okay, so work with the Magician card. Also, work with sugar. Around this full moon time, a lot of you, if you work with fairies, and if you have a fairy garden, sprinkle some sugar in there for them. If you, also, I know Papa Legba loves sugar. I love giving him sugar. So if you guys work with him, you can give him some sugar. I feel like sugar is bringing out a lot of love, and sugar attracts and lures and sweetens up. So if you need to sweeten something up in your life, use sugar in like a red candle. If you need to sweeten up your sex life, sugar, names, orange candle. There you go. And the Magician card right next to it, right? Now, this full moon is going to be helping you from today on with this, which is, I desire nothing, I'm already whole. That's funny because the sacral chakra helps you figure out how much pleasure you allow into your life, and how much pleasure you don't allow into your life. It's pleasure, it's creativity, it's that fire inside of you. And I feel like maybe some of you felt like, I need this for this fire of mine to spark back up, or I need this for me to be more creative, or I need this, I need that. And then you really get to see that you don't really need anything. You're fine just by yourself. You're already everything you need to be just by yourself. And I feel like this full moon in Taurus is going to make a lot of you feel whole. And a lot of you that may have felt like, there was pieces of you that were missing or empty, this full moon in Taurus somehow brings that missing piece, and it fits, and it just makes you whole. And you realize you are whole, and that you don't really need anyone or anything to be that whole version of yourself. And that gives you incredible power to then sweeten up your life. The last card that comes up is protected by angels. You are cherished by the angels. So this Taurus full moon wants to let you know that your spirit guides are so close to you. They're near you. And as you do your magician work, as you do your magic, and you create fire, and you create sexual energy, and you create your art, and you create your life, basically, the angels are helping you. And whoever these angels are to you, you know. And for a lot of you, I see it's Archangel Gabriel, Archangel Michael. I see a lot of very elder men, possibly with long hair, that passed on, that are helping you. There's a lot of just soldiers that may have been in your family that are watching you, helping you. These are your angels. And they want to tell you that they are backing you up, and they see you as the magician, and they know you can do it. and they know you can sweeten your life because you're already sweet. You need to bring it out. And sometimes what happens, like, our sweetness gets covered in, like, what, salt, pepper, a hard shell, you know, dirt, dust. Just gotta clean it up so we can get the sugar out, if that makes sense. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed. This magician card should be up in my Etsy shop within the next few days because I know a lot of you are going to ask. But thank you guys so much for watching, and it's time to sweeten up your life. I hope you enjoy, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye. Okay, to everybody that picked pile number 3, or the lovers. Okay, let's go ahead and see what comes up in your reading. Now, the first card that we have here is the Ace of Swords. So this is telling me that there is a mentality, there's something in your head, there is some kind of a thinking that needs to be cut out, needs to be eliminated. It is causing you way too much turmoil, and this full moon in Taurus is going to help you cut it out, eliminate it, because it's getting in the way of your relationship. Whether this be the relationship with yourself or a lover or a partner, there is definitely some kind of a way of thinking that is not serving you. It's not benefiting you at all. So I have cat hair all over my reading table because my cats come and sit on here. Okay, now the next card that we have here is the Five of Swords. Five of Swords energy, interesting. A lot of your thinking comes from feeling so attacked. You feel so attacked, and in turn, sometimes you attack back, and for no reason, or maybe you get, you know, your reactions are very strong because the way you perceive something in your head is just so much bigger sometimes than it actually is. And that comes from probably past hurt and trauma and things like that, you know. The Five of Swords is asking you to swallow your pride and to stop working so much from your ego. This is so interesting that this comes up. So if you are my Patreon members, I actually have a video coming up very soon, and it talks about the ego. And this is a video that I have been trying to make for 2 years. And I cannot talk about it here on YouTube because it uses words that I can't say on YouTube. So I can only talk about it over there. So, oh man, this just reminds me of how we give so much power to something that we don't even know or understand, which is fear, which is ego. And our ego feeds it, and it's just insane. And I go deeper into it there, but I feel like this is what has been happening with you in your relationship. Fear consumes you, and your ego drives you, and your mind has to cut your ego out. Now, with the Five of Swords, it's asking you to evaluate a situation very, very carefully. You know, maybe there's something you're not seeing. Maybe, like, sometimes we don't see our own flaws, or maybe we don't see that, you know, the other person just keeps pointing out just our flaws. There's different situations. So what is yours? And also there's a message with the Five of Swords about accepting your limitations. Now this, I always like to explain like this. I am terrified of water, like the ocean. I don't know how to swim, but I love going near the ocean. I love going in the ocean. Like, if I have a life jacket on, I'd love to, like, float around. But I acknowledge my limitation that I don't know how to swim, and I also acknowledge my limitation that I'm afraid of deep water. Those are my limitations, but for me to get around that, I can wear a life jacket and just float around, you know, in shallow water. Like, you have to accept your limitations and get around and just enjoy yourself. And that's why I shared that story, because I just feel like, you know, if I didn't experience all the things I experienced in the water because of my fears of it, I would have never been able to enjoy myself in it. I'm still deathly terrified of it, but I have so many memories where you know what I'm saying? Like, don't let these fears and these limitations that you may have or perceive that you have get in the way of your relationship with life, with yourself, with your lover. Now, the next 3 cards that come up for you, let's get into the first one. So this one is chamomile. Work with chamomile this full moon in Taurus. A lot of you need to relax. A lot of you need to relax your energy. You're so on edge because you're so defensive. Your mind is always feeling attacked and threatened. Therefore, your body probably feels attacked and threatened. So you need to relax. Use chamomile. And also, if there's been a lot of fighting in the house, fighting in your relationship, use chamomile to calm all of it down with this full moon. Work a lot with chamomile tea. You could plant some chamomile. You can make oils. You can boil them and spray them all over your house. You can get creative. You can use the dried flowers in like a wreath. Get creative. And then something that this full moon in Taurus is changing for you from today on is you're going to smile more. And I want you to pay special attention to you and your relationship, whether that's your relationship with yourself or your relationship with your lover. You're going to notice more smiling, more smiles, and a lot less defensiveness. But I do want to say again, make sure that you surround yourself with a lot of chamomile. Also, get something like perfume or room spray or something that has chamomile in it. Chamomile candles, chamomile incense. I feel like a lot of you are going to have so much fun with it. And then the last card that comes up is discovering truth. You stand in the light of truth. Okay. A lot of you are going to be going a whole new direction with your love life this full moon in Taurus. You may be moving with your partner, your lover, or a lot of you, you're going to be exploring something that a lot of other people are not going to agree with. A lot of you, there's something you're doing with your love life that a lot of people may have been like, that's kind of weird, or like, oh, that's taboo or whatever. But you know what? This Taurus full moon is going to teach you that you're going to smile through it and you are not going to be defensive because this is who and what you are. You're going to relax and enjoy yourself through this journey in your love life. So also, you can work with the Lover's card. A lot of you may benefit from working with the Lover's card, whether you're in a relationship or not. So pull it out from your tarot deck. Print it out from Google and work with it. You can light candles near it. You could put it near your pictures of you and your lover. You could keep it under your mattress, or you could get the one that I will be having up in my Etsy shop that is infused with oud oil, and that will be coming really, really soon. But this full moon in Taurus definitely has your back. It's showing you who you truly are when it comes to love, and helping you release all of this defensiveness you have up, because it's not helping you. It's just blocking you. It's blocking your love. It's not helping you relax. And just, you need to smile more. And this full moon in Taurus even is like going to be like coming in to make you smile more and not feel like everybody's out to just get you. All right. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Okay, for everybody that picked pile number 4, what is it this full moon that you need to give death to, that you need to eliminate, purge, remove, right? I have your cards right here, and let's start. The first card that I have here is the Hermit. Interesting. Now, what this is telling me is a lot of you have been stuck in an isolated period. What you need to let go of is keeping yourself in your comfort zone. It's keeping yourself locked up and isolated and just way too much in your head, way too to yourself. A lot of you, maybe because, we just did go through quarantine and a pandemic, and all of that, you became the hermit. A lot of you got so comfortable with becoming your own best friend, which is beautiful, which is a blessing, But it is time to kind of come out and share more of yourself with the world. There's so many things that other people could benefit from if you shared more of yourself. And I think that's something that keeps coming up in your reading here. A lot of you became fogged in. So you became stuck in this hermit mode. And it's okay. Go slow. Take your time. Here the cards and your spirits are saying, it's okay to be a little confused. And what you need to give death to is staying confused, staying fogged in and staying stuck and staying isolated. I completely understand, there's days where you don't want to do anything. There's no motivation. You just want to stay in bed all day. You just want to watch TV all day, or you just want to do nothing all day, right? But I feel like I want to tell you still go slow and take your time, but you do need to come out of this hermit state, this isolated state where you feel so confused and fogged in. Let's go ahead and see what's coming up for the rest of your reading. This full moon in Taurus is definitely bringing death to this stage of your life. I do want to say that. Taurus comes to change things up, and Taurus is very stubborn in changing it. So he will not stop until these things are changed into these things. Do you see how both sides of the reading talk to each other like that? And death is the mediator. So he's like, okay, these things are what's going on, and these things are what's going to happen. And we have Arnica, which Arnica brings recovery. You know what? It would be so good for you to work with Arnica during this full moon in Taurus. Now, you could use Arnica gel, you could use Arnica lotion, and you could infuse it with your own essential oils. Maybe the dried flowers. There's so many ways you could use it, but it's really good and healing. You could also rub Arnica on a candle and roll it in a little bit of your hair for healing, recovery, cleansing, and just for some clarity. I think it would be really great because you are giving your death to so many things in your life that were keeping you locked in and fogged in. And when those things, leave, then you may feel empty. A lot of times you may feel guilt, that like, I'm supposed to be doing this, but I'm not doing this because I don't have to anymore, but I still feel guilty. I dealt with that this past week with the death of my dog. When we took care of him so much that now that we don't have to take care of him that much, we feel guilty, like we should be doing something, but we're not doing it. So Arnica is something that I probably will incorporate into my own healing journey, just because I feel like this may be a message for me too. But Arnica is something that could really help with grieving and death, and whether it's death of an actual person or death of, something in your life. Now, the next card that comes up for you that is this full moon in Taurus is going to change up from today on, is that you're going to create new goals. And that makes so much sense because you're not going to be fogged in, closed in, confused, locked in your head anymore. You're moving forward. And you're like, okay, now what do I want? Okay, and you could have little tiny goals at a time. And I feel like that would be the best way to start. Be like, okay, you know what? Next week, I'm going to drive to Panera and try their new macaroni sandwich. Why did I say that? I don't know. Because I've just been thinking about it so much. Have you guys tried it? It is so good. But make a fun goal for yourself. Don't make your goals so dreadful. Sometimes we make our goals like, okay, I'm going to make this much money at around this time. And it's just so serious and dreadful. And come on, let's make some fun goals, okay? Like, make a goal to try something new. Everybody that picked this reading, I want you guys to pick a goal, new goal, to try something new in the next week, and then tell me in the comment section below what is it, because I want to know. Okay, the last card that comes up for you guys is Voyage of the Heart. Love flows through you and to you. A lot of you had become stuck in this very isolated stage of your life where you felt no love and you could give no love. And I'm with you. This is something that I feel like I've been dealing with a lot. This is probably my pile. I feel like I'm doing a reading for myself, where your heart just becomes extremely frozen and you become extremely cold and serious. And, you know, it's hard to feel love and give it out too. And it's just because you're stuck in a hermit stage. It's just because you're stuck, just really fogged into your own thoughts and into your own feelings, and you're just stuck in them, you know? And that's why this full moon in Taurus is going to probably be the best full moon for you guys, because it's going to just purge out all that does not need to be there, that is just keeping you stuck. You're going to make a new goal. I want you to literally make a new goal right now. Go type it in the comment section. And I want it to be like the tiniest thing. Start it off with something small. Like, I want to get this new crystal by 30 days. Make it a goal that's fun. And yeah, that is your reading. If you guys want to deal or work with the death card, it would be really good for you, because what you could do is, like, if you had this one from my shop, every time you wanted to give death to something in your life, say that you had a traffic ticket, you would put the traffic ticket underneath. You would put this card on top, and you would just light a candle or incense on top of it, and then that's it. You put the traffic ticket away, and you let the death card kind of go into the spirit world and take care of it the way that it needs to take care of. Also take care of it. Don't like ignore your traffic ticket or anything, but it just really helps the energies push through and move through for you. And it could not just for like a ticket or anything, but it could be for so many different things in your life. Death card could also be for healing and grieving too. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Thank you so much for watching. Happy full moon, and I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye.